going on, everybody? Mike McIntyre here, back from All Things Sports, bringing you a brand new video, and welcome to the new studio. You can see the screen behind me, this cabinet over here. We are in our brand new garage update, our new studio that we're going to use for some videos. We're still going to have the upstairs studio, but this is now our second set, if you will, and this is one of the first videos I'm shooting in it. And you can see the lighting is great. I've got the color on the walls exactly the way I wanted. There's a full tour coming up very, very soon, so stay tuned to that. But today we're gonna talk about 5 basics that you need to get into road cycling. So, without further ado, let's get into this video. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for stopping by as always. Now, this video is brought to you in part by Topeak. Huge thanks to Katie from Todson Sports, who is the official distributor of Topeak products. This video is not possible without them, so thank you to Katie. She's been absolutely fantastic. Check out Todson Sports if you guys are interested for any kind of cycling products. I'll leave that link down below. And of course, I'll leave a link to Topeak's very own website where you can check out some of their amazing products so that you can get into road cycling just like me. These are 5 basic things that are not super expensive in my opinion, but you need them to absolutely get started in road cycling, okay? So we'll start with the most important and then we'll work our way down. The most important in my opinion is quite obvious, but the other ones are in no particular order. So let's start with the most important item, and I think it's absolutely foolish not to wear one, is a helmet, all right? So if you're gonna get into road cycling, the silliest thing you could do in my opinion is to get into it without a helmet. Now this is mine, and it's not overly expensive, but at the end of the day, you're investing in your own safety, your own health, if you will. So I don't suggest necessarily just getting the cheapest one out there. I think you can go out and get a very good quality helmet, one that fits properly, which is very important, and one that doesn't necessarily break the bank. If you'd let me make a recommendation, I'd suggest getting one with MIPS technology. You can see that little sticker right there, MIPS. Stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System, MIPS. It is not necessarily needed, I suppose, but I would suggest looking into a helmet that has one. And basically the idea is the internal cage inside the helmet is designed to twist upon impact in order to kind of alleviate some of the impact on the head itself. So if the helmet actually twists, it's absorbing some of that impact upon, you know, a crash or anything like that. So I would suggest checking out a helmet with MIPS. It's not absolutely essential, but again, you're investing in your own health, your own safety, and you can find a really good quality helmet with MIPS technology for roughly around 100 to 130 Canadian dollars. I would suggest for number 2 is getting a tail light, a rear tail light. This is a light by Topeak. It is one of their new models. It's called the Taillux 100 USB. It's 100 lumens of brightness, has USB-C rechargeable battery in it. It's got 4 different lighting modes, if you will. So the first one is just standard flashing. I would suggest this one. The blinking is the mode I suggest. You have 30 hours of battery life with this mode. It is very, very good. Super bright. It can be seen from what's the specs on here? It can be seen from up to 3.2 kilometers away and has a 220 degree field of, I'll say field of view, but field of brightness, okay? So it's very wide and it's a very, very good quality light. It can attach onto your saddlebag, it can attach onto the seat post. I would strongly suggest getting a tail light so that you're visible. I think this is more important than the headlight. So I would ride all the time with a tail light, and again, Topeak has a very, very good quality product. Number 3, again, we're sticking with lighting. I don't think this one is as necessarily important as the tail light, but if you do any kind of riding really early in the morning or later in the evening, I would strongly suggest looking into a headlight. You got it. So this is another one from Topeak. This is a brand new Headlux 450 USB. It's extremely bright. Okay, you have different ways of connecting it to your handlebars, your cockpit, whatever. It has 4 different modes. Once again, it has a high beam, medium beam, low beam, and flashing. The flashing one has 10 hours of battery life. The high mode has 1.5 hours of battery life. If it's really dark out, I've done riding at night, pitch black, that high beam mode is very, very good. But if you do any kind of riding early in the morning or late at night, like I said, a headlight is very, very important. If you're gonna get into road cycling, you're gonna need to start maintaining your bike, right? And the most basic form of maintenance is gonna be tire pressure. So get yourself a good quality bike pump, okay? This one is made by Trek, their in-house brand called Bontrager. It's got a very nice, I guess, valve system here that accepts both Presta valves and Schrader valves. Most road cycling bikes come with Presta valves. It's the kind where you kind of have that little locking mechanism on it that you untwist. They're very thin. You pop it into the valve here and it just works. If you have kind of like a car tire pressure valve on your bike, that gauge, that's called the Schrader valve. This one also accepts that, and it also has a pressure indicator down here built into the pump, which is good, so you know what pressure you're running your tires at. Depending on the tires that you have, depending on how wide they are, depending on if they're tubeless or not, you might have to run them at different pressures. The different conditions that you're riding in can help dictate as well what kind of pressures you're running them at. So to have a pump with, you know, a tire pressure indicator on it, a PSI gauge on it, is very, very helpful. And if you're gonna go out and buy a pump, just spend the extra money and get one with, you know, this gauge on it. You're gonna know what you're running your tires at. It's important to stay on track with that because it can be the difference between a very fast ride or a very kind of miserable ride. Last but not least, in my 5 basics that you need to get into road cycling are a set of Allen keys. Again, this set is by Topeak. Very, very good quality set. I have an 8mm Allen key all the way through to 1.5. Super, super important if you're gonna start doing any kind of basic maintenance on your bike. I think it's worthwhile to learn a little bit about road cycling and to learn about the maintenance and kind of the do's and don'ts and all the little tips and tricks to get the bike to work functionally, to get it to run well. You can save a lot of money if you learn how to do these kind of basic things yourself. If you ever have to change a flat, if you have to take a wheel off, you're gonna need a set of Allen keys. You could also get a multi-tool. That might be the way to go. It's these little compact tools that contain multiple pieces inside them. You know, you'll have multiple Allen keys, maybe a flat-headed screwdriver, a little tire lever built into it, whatever. You can get a multi-tool that has different sized Allen keys on it as well, but I would strongly suggest getting a set of Allen keys and you'll be in very, very good shape. Alright guys, so that wraps up my video on the 5 basic items you need to get into road cycling. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you found it informative, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment. I always get an answer out to you. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We have a lot of great videos coming. Huge thanks to Katie and Todson Sports for the Topeak products and really getting this video out there, helping to make it possible. I'm Mike McIntyre, All Things Sports. I'm signing off for now. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Till then, take care and peace.